I think about that now. We just,
But
this is not the time to be deep. Let me say that. This is the time to be with the shit when it first started. I'm so happy you guys put me in charge. This is the best thing the podcast could have ever done. Let me just go ahead and put that out there, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Vibe Controllers Podcast. Merc B, Taki McFly, Fifth Child, out here.
Man, I hope this ain't the episode to get us kicked off the air. It's gonna be all my fault. I can hear him now. I knew he was gonna do it. I knew it. I can hear him.
See, you doing the voice.
No, because he loved the fuck. Man, what's happening? Man? What's going on? Welcome to the Vibe Controllers Podcast, man.
54.
Episode 5 in the 4. I was thinking today, like, what are the only famous 54 I could come up with was Horace Grant. I don't know what else.
And he has an asterisk.
First of all, no Horace Grant slander
He
shall
gets an
prosper
asterisk.
on this podcast. We have several people in the building. First and foremost, we got this Nat that won't get the
Man,
fuck up
I
out
was
of
just
here.
about to say.
But this Nat is here, and he would like to be a part of the podcast. So, Mr. Nat, shout out to you. I know you can't talk, but you damn sure saying what's up and getting on our nerves. Shout out to the homie Cocky McFly, who is corporate cocky this week. That's what we like to call him when he out handling business with his corporate stuff. So shout out to him. And of course, you got yours truly, Merc B. Williams, in the building. To my right, we have the greatest hair in the city of Jackson.
Notice he
Fifth
said
child.
hair, not hairline.
No, not. Let me tell you. I just wanted you to go and love yourself.
Hey,
Let me
man, I am secure
the greatest hair.
in my hairline.
You do.
But
Your hair is beautiful.
9.5 times out of 10, you won't see it. and I appreciate being accepted with my do-rag everywhere I go, including the church house.
Bro, you be in the church. You be at church with your Hulk
Bro, I be
Hogan.
teaching ACT in these schools with a do-rag on. I go to meetings with a do-rag on. Like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't like I said, I don't want it to distract you from the important things I have to say.
Where's the distraction?
So I keep it covered.
It's well, the bandana is a distraction. I just want you to know that no grown man should be walking around here looking like
Macho Man walking
Jesse
around with
the
a
Body
bandana.
Ventura. God damn it. Anyway,
And bonjour.
right, thank you.
Bonjour.
Speak to the people. To my left, we actually have some beauty and some smell good in the building, and we thank God for it after this hot day and some of the stuff I done been through today. Representing Visit Jackson, and she a Padres fan, but it's okay. We'll let her make it for that.
Tony Gwynn.
Miss Kimberly Lewis. Say hey to the people.
Hey, people.
Hey people. Let me tell y'all, she drinking hot liquor right now.
It ain't hot.
Ain't no ice.
There was ice in the fridge.
Oh man,
It's
that's
cold.
Let me tell you. Hey,
There wasn't ice in the freezer.
hey, you
Didn't
see,
need
you see what
Oh, you
this
just
is?
said it didn't need it because the drink was
This is
already
a
cold.
grown woman, right here.
Brown. And ain't no mixers.
Ain't no
Ain't no
mix.
chasers.
It doesn't need it.
Ooh, what you? Is that how they do it in San Diego? You must grew up on the south side. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we out here.
All right, man, we back in the building, man. Once again, episode 54 of the Vibe Controllers Podcast. Man, 54 episodes. That's amazing. It just kind of hit me. But yeah, episode 54. We got the homie Fifth Child, and we sitting here with the beautiful Miss Kimberly Lewis in the building. We're gonna talk about you first, and we talked about it before. But how do you end up? How does San Diego end up in Jackson? Like, how does that happen? Because, and I let me say that, and I preface that by saying that, I know we've been here a very long time, to a point where people really think that we're native Jacksonians,
Right.
but we're not, and that's okay. I mean, I love the Jack, love it to death, but I'm from the Delta, born and raised. So yeah, I'm always curious when I meet other transplants what brings them here. Oh, not just what bring you here. What made you stay?
Two different answers. They're not the same.
Okay.
So the ex-husband brought me here.
All right.
He is not why I stayed.
Fellas, I hope you listening. You heard the X part. Okay.
He left and his family moved, and I looked around and realized that everything that I love about Jackson, I wanted my boys to be part of. Like, I wanted it to be like in who they are. Like, my youngest two were born and raised here. I have 4 boys. One's from California, one I had up in Madison, Wisconsin, and then the younger 2 are from here. So I just wanted them to be in a place where community was so important. Growing up in San Diego, you don't know your neighbor's name. Nobody takes the time to get to know anybody. And very much so. And I didn't realize that wasn't normal until I moved here and I saw something different. But it was really important to me that it's hard for me to put like my love for Jackson into actual words because I feel it, and sometimes I'm not great at putting those words together, which is interesting because a lot of what I do at my office is write. So anyway, maybe I just use all my words for that. But it was really important for me to have them raised in a community where people help each other, where people come together for the better good of everybody. And me moving here, I had never seen that until I moved here. And I wanted them to be part of who they were. We can vacation anywhere. I can go back home to San Diego and see family, but I wanted their upbringing to be part of what is here. So that's what kept me here. And when I first moved here, I did not like it. I didn't like the weather. I didn't like
it's a different kind of heat.
Oh, it's very much so. I was not a fan. And then all of a sudden I found myself, standing on my own 2 feet for the first time. And I looked around and I was like, this is where I want to stay. This is where I want to make that next chapter of my life. I wanted it to be here. So it was easy after that. Once I made that decision, everything just kind of fell into place. I started working at Visit Jackson, which it even opened up more of the community that I didn't know existed.
Right.
It became so important. So I'm glad that my boys are here. The oldest one is married and her family's here, so they're never going to leave.
Okay.
The younger 2, they want to travel and do all these things, and I remind them to go do that. Travel and learn and see things you like in other cities, and then come back here. Come back to your home and share those ideas and share them with people who may not have that same opportunity. So, yeah, it just seems like it's a cycle of teaching them things about the community, urging them to go other places, and then bringing that information back again.
You better be out here raising young men.
So, you talked about the things that you saw here. Were those things not present in the other places that you...
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you don't even know your neighbor in San Diego. Everyone is so busy. And I always think it's funny how...
I never would have thought that, though.
See, and there's...
Because, again, we don't have tangible access to what that culture is like there. So, yeah, I would have never, ever thought that.
Yeah, there's this big conception, and part of it is true, that, people in California are, yoga and, all of this, friendly and healthy, and that is part of it, but they're still not, they're not open. They're not, engaging with people. And to say that you don't even know your neighbor is very, very accurate. When I go home now, I'm like, these people are so rude. I'm like, how did I live here? I'm like, they're just so rude. No one says excuse me. No one says good morning. Nobody says thank you. It's very eye-opening. And every time I go home, I love it, but I'm so thankful that I made that decision to stay here.
Okay. Cool. So let's talk about what is your title?
My actual title is...
Because, in Mississippi, people have titles, but we don't be on that shit. Where you work at? I work at this place, but what's your title? What do you do?
No, that's a whole different question, too. So my title is Destination Development Manager.
What the fuck?
Right. So I don't know what it was supposed to mean because it's changed I've been there 11 years now, and it has changed over and over again.
Have you always worked there since you've been here?
Yes, because I was home. Okay. I was home with my boys. One of my sons is special needs, so I stayed home with him for a long time. Went back to work right after that divorce, and Visit Jackson was my first job back, like actually in the workplace.
Okay.
I've been in every department. I've been in sales. I've been in marketing. I've touched a little bit of everything. So currently, the destination development position, that title, again, is I don't want to say made up. It's not made up, but it wasn't an actual position until it was a position. So before COVID, I did our PR and communications. During COVID, I mean, we couldn't really get people to come to Jackson, of course. So we turned all of our attention towards locals and towards our own community, and kind of reminded them what is here in their own backyard. And we also became a source of information, like where you could get, groceries, or what, where you could go for this information. And when everything kind of opened back up again, we had people still turning to us for that information. So we realized that new need that was created through COVID now needed more attention. So I was given the choice of staying in marketing and doing PR and communications, or moving into the executive department and doing more of our advocacy and community work, which was I love marketing and I love working in that department, but it was not difficult for me to make the decision to do more of a community-based position. So now I find myself getting to do, I work with our elementary schools at JPS. I work with university students. We do welcome week tours for the new students and their families.
Oh, wow.
To kind of show them, what Jackson is. It's not what they've seen on the news. It's not all of these different things. So we realized the need for that. So we get tour buses and we take the new families, all of them, moms, dads, whoever comes with the kids. And we take them on a tour. Literally, like all of the universities do it. So if we start at Tugelo with those students, we'll go all the way into like Belhaven, and kind of just make that loop of this is where this is. If you need to go here, here's the target. I mean, not very tourism related, but still important to incoming students. So yeah, my time is kept busy with community-based projects, and then we have some signature projects that we do in the office. Like Ms. Hospitality was something that I did in the beginning. I don't do it anymore. I'm thankful. It wasn't what I loved to do. But like we have, we've got a TOPS program where we work with the police officers, all of them, JPD, Capitol, Hinds County Sheriff's Department, and just teach the importance of their job and how it affects tourism. So I get to do a lot of stuff. It feels like a catch-all some days, but yeah, I enjoy it.
I like what you said, strategy-wise. I think I think more cities should adopt that, because I think when you focus on what everybody else is doing, I think that's problem-based. It's not solution-based. And so when you said you kind of change the strategy to focus on locals, because a lot of people live here but don't know what's here, or know the value of well, that's two things. They don't know what's here, and then if they do know what's here, they don't really understand the value of it.
Absolutely.
And so to kind of switch the mindset on locals, basically is free marketing. So now we're showing you what you have here and the value of it, and naturally, once you figure these things out and you're excited about it, you're going to go tell other people about it.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's
right.
That's the reason we did it. And because we know that families come back for reunions, or you come back for the holidays. And if you're at home,
definitely a Mississippi
right
thing for sure.
And if you're at home and you're like, well, there's nothing to do, then you're not going to find anything. But if you have someone in that household who's like, you know what, I saw the new exhibit at the art museum, let's go there. So we had this literally captive audience. They were sitting at home with nothing to do. So we just constantly put out, we did videos on the art museum, like walking through it. And a lot of people who live here and grew up here hadn't been to those museums since they, field trips when they were kids. And then you kind of forget. So, I mean, it's no surprise that our own community is often the worst critic, like the hardest one to convince of what's still here. So it keeps me busy, but I love it. I told you we do a lot of programs that are signature programs with Visit Jackson. So one of the things that we did is we have a My City Young Ambassador program. So, where Visit Jackson is like our corporate name. Where the city was soul when we market to people outside of Jackson, to
Okay.
bring them here.
Thank
But
you for answering
yes,
the
but
question
the
that
My
was on
City,
this list. Thank you
the
so
My
much.
City part is our community-facing, marketing campaign.
Gotcha.
So what we did was we realized there's something about that third grade age. You start to form opinions and you really start to take in things that are around you. So we set up a program with Clausel Elementary School and their third grade class, which is like 40 students. The entire third grade is 40 students. So I meet with them once a month, and it started out kind of selfishly, let's teach them what's here. So when the grandparents come home or when you have cousins come down from Chicago, you can tell them things that are in your city. But what it quickly turned into, within the first meeting, it became obvious that this was an opportunity for me to make these kids proud of where they live and proud of the things that are in there. Not just, we have an art museum. It's, you have an art museum that gets Picasso exhibits. Or you have Thalhimarra Hall that hosts, the International Ballet, which is the only city in the United States that hosts that event. Not New York, and I know you know all of this, but
Wow.
not New York, not Chicago, not LA. Jackson, Mississippi gets that every 4 years. So a lot of these kids don't realize that. So we give them things to be proud of, information to share with their families, but kind of remind them that where they live is not just what they see on the news or not just what they hear, someone saying maybe something negative. Like there's actually a lot here to be proud of. So that's probably my favorite part of my job is that one project.
Yeah, how the grown folks sign up for
Right.
this? 'Cause I want to be in there with them children.
Sitting crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, I don't know that. They gonna know it's me in there when they hear these knees pop. Boy, who gonna unfasten my legs, unloosen them? Man, nah, I'm good. But no, that's super cool. And it's a great way to touch the youth early. And we talk about that a lot. Just trying to find ways to get to them, because we are the aunts and uncles now, and they are the ones that we're gonna have to rely on and
Right.
take care of us and so on and so forth. And so what part are we playing in our community to put productive citizens out there? And so I think that's absolutely beautiful. Go ahead, Steve.
So what I was gonna ask is, one from a corporate, your job description standpoint, but then also from a personal standpoint, what is at this point, how dedicated are you to converting the non-believers? And what I mean by that is Visit Jackson, in my opinion, does an amazing job of telling people what's going on. The people that already want to get out and are looking for things to do.
Right.
Visit Jackson is doing a great job of saying, hey, here's the things that are going on. But then, and like I said, those are the people that just want to know where to go. But then there's another large portion of people who are like, there's nothing to do here. And it's like, bro, there's literally like a million things every single week, and there's always 12 things going on. What are you talking about? And so I get to the point where I don't even want to have those arguments with people online or try to convert the folks that have already made up in their mind that, okay, well, you're just going to stay in the house. And I'm bouncing to 5 or 6 different events today.
Yeah.
So, one, what's the Kim Lewis, Visit Jackson answer?
Right.
But then what is the Burley P answer?
Well, you're right. It's a lot easier to give that information to people who are actively looking for it. They're looking for what's going on this weekend. And we try to make it as easy as possible. But, I joke that my house is in Rankin County. I joke that I didn't know any better when I bought my own house. Like it was my first time, after the divorce. Hindsight, I would live in Jackson, which is my plan. But, so my boys have always been like little ambassadors. Like they're in their schools wearing their stuff from Offbeat, or they're wearing, their Visit Jackson stuff. And I've made sure, I guess I went with the personal answer first. I've made sure that they are kind of armed with the correct information, because they hear people talk about our capital city. So I make sure that they have those words to express, the reality of it, or what really is true, or to confidently not call somebody out on their misinformation, but to present it in a way that they can actively engage in a conversation. That's one part of it. That's the easy part of it. But it is hard. It is. There are people who've already made up their minds, and it doesn't matter what you have to say to them. But it is funny because those same people will come into Jackson for, certain events. Like they'll come in here and they'll enjoy it, and then they'll go back and they'll keep talking about the things that they exactly. But I don't know. I say it's hard, but it's. Every single one of us in that office is incredibly passionate about what we do. If you weren't, you couldn't stay there, because it is an uphill battle some days, just to get that messaging out there, but to also kind of dodge. A lot of people think we are connected, that we're city government. So that brings on its own questions of people who, may not be in support of the city government. So we have a lot of different hurdles that we have to address every day, but it's our job to do so. And we do it because we love it, and we want people to see, what really is Jackson.
That really was like a perfect place to stop. I ain't, because I'm slick brilliant, but I just...
Because you had those notes.
Well, actually, no. First of all, mute her mic right now. This episode will be over with before you know it. Look, lady.
Hey, man, I told you, man.
He messing it up. I knew he wasn't going to do it right. He gonna hear this too. All right, so look, let's we had a great off-air conversation as well too, and we'll let you start off, like, just because you were talking about how I never knew how you guys were funded and how that works and why that is important and so on and so forth. So talk about that a little bit.
Right, so a lot of people think that we are part of the city of Jackson, and we're not. We're also not state government. We are our own agency, but we are funded through a 1% hotel tax and 1% restaurant tax, with only in Jackson. So if you see us not really supporting things outside of Jackson, it's not because we don't think they're great. It's because our job is to really focus on what's happening in Jackson.
You want the dollars,
right? Exactly. Yeah. To keep. We love visitors. Visitors come, they leave their money, and then they go back home, and hopefully they say great things about us, and more people come. But yeah, that's how we're funded. And I say that to say why events like Comic-Con are so important to have, not only have in Jackson, but to actually have hotel rooms in Jackson, because it supports the hoteliers, the restaurants, the small businesses, the gas stations. I mean, all of that is part of tourism. A lot of people don't think about the fact that gas stations or banks actually receive a lot of tourism dollars, because people go to ATMs, people go get gas, they go to Walgreens. So all of those businesses benefit when we have large events in the city.
Come on, educate the people today.
So I wonder if this is a thing, and maybe there is, and I just don't know that it exists. But someone, like a job description where it's essentially like a concierge for Jackson. Like, so if somebody says, hey, my family's coming from Wichita, Kansas, and we've never been in Jackson before, and we want to know where to go, where to eat, and there's legit a host that will oh yeah, I'm gonna show you where to go, but I'll also take you around. This is stuff that's coming up this weekend, and So is that a thing that already exists?
So part of it does. Anybody can call our welcome center and get any question they possibly have answered. But on our website, we even had this place to build an itinerary. So you can say who you've got coming in, what dates they're coming in, what your interests are, and it will put together an itinerary for you and your friends or family. Tours, like a guided tour, is a little bit more difficult. We do have a couple people locally who do those, but as a position within Visit Jackson, for walking tours, we don't have enough of a demand yet to warrant having someone actually there waiting to do that. We do host larger tours and FAMs for organizations, businesses. We had a couple years ago, Southwest Airlines, all of their head people out of Houston came in. So we rented, a van, and we took them around and showed them, what the city was like. So we do see, we see the value in that. We're just realizing in the last few years, probably post-COVID, how important tourism and economic development are, like how closely they go together. So there's not necessarily a tour person, a walk-on person for our office, but we do host a lot of different tours and stuff for groups that come through.
Yeah, I was wondering if that's something that could be even seasonal, because here in Jackson, football season.
Right.
Football season is it's a big deal, and so that's what I think. I mean, you may have the numbers, you probably know for sure.
Right.
But my guess is that around the fall is when the city brings in the most revenue.
So I remember there used to be a time where Ricky, our CEO, would say, just a little bit longer and it will slow down. We'll get to stop and take a breath. That no longer happens.
Oh, wow.
Like, we are busy year round.
That's good. That's a great
it's
thing.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
But yes, and if there's not an existing event, we're trying to fill dates with new events. We're creating new events.
Yeah.
Let me just say personally, if you all are listening, participate in the bar crawl, because I was fried.
That was fun.
Big fried by the time I got to the bowling alley.
We're looking to do one at the kickoff of the football season downtown.
We
and
need
support
to do
those.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's fun, and it can be done in a safe and responsible way. So we're all for it.
Honestly, man, I thought, and it's just a testament to the ideas that you guys are putting forth and creating is working. Like, I met a lot of people that live in the city that I didn't know actually lived in the city, and just to be able to visit these different restaurants and bars and so on and so forth, man, it was really a great time. It really was. I enjoyed myself.
Let me just say, I've been pitching an art crawl for the last at least year, maybe year and a half.
This
and
might be the time.
This might be
I'm committed to seeing it come to fruition. An art crawl. So Mississippi Museum of Art, Municipal Art Gallery, Briarwood Art Center, legit art crawl.
I like it.
I love it. I think it's great. We have 5 pillars that we focus on in tourism, and our arts is one of them. In addition, so we have pillars. So we have culinary, of course. We all know how great the food is here. Culinary, civil rights history, performing arts and arts. I've drawn a blank. What were the other 2? Music, of course, blues, and then there's one more. I cannot believe I can't remember right now.
You said visual art, performing art.
Those kind of those count together. So there's one more. Literature. Of course. I mean, that's, yes, I don't know how. Yes, there you go. Another one.
We missed it.
See? More arts. But
I know one of us here does not read.
So an art crawl would go perfect in supporting, those pillars. So, yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Man, that's that made me forget what I was going to say. We can't read. I would forget reading. It's like, it's the worst. No, that's super cool. The pillars. The 5 pillars. Dang, I really forgot what I was about to say. Man, these 40s is different. It is. You don't know. Why you laughing? You don't understand. Well, let me take that back. You in your 40s. No. You in your 40s. When you got a kid, you got to add 5 years. I know, you got 4. You about 73. I don't even know if we doing the math no more. And you look 22. But I'm just saying. In kid years, you about 73.
Someone needed to tell me that before. I had never heard that before, that it adds 5.
That's something I made up. It's like you just got to add 5 years to your life when you have a kid or whatever. Shout out to the kid, Southern Miss to the top. Shout out to the kid.
There you go.
Because he going to where he need to go to. There's no shade. Let me, because as much as I love my HBCU brothers and sisters, they will attack. No shade. I love my school. I love my experience, and I'm always excited to see bright and amazing young people go.
So are you always in work mode when you go out? You know, are you able to turn that off?
You know what? That's interesting.
No, I can't turn it off. Even if I'm out of town, like I will still, like if I'm attending a conference out of town, my brain is still like figuring it out. Like how did they do it? How did they, you know, what's the economic impact of this event? It's a constant, but I enjoy it. At least it's not a job where I'm like, oh, I just can't stop thinking about it.
Right.
So I enjoy that I'm still in that moment all the time, but it is, my brain is constantly in that in that stage of just looking at everything like it is tourism.
That's what I was gonna say. See, I remember now. All right, you've lived multiple places, traveled several. Best food, it's gotta be Mississippi, hands down.
Yes, except I am a huge fan of Southern California Mexican food, and it is like no other place.
Well, that's different.
It's different between Los Angeles and San Diego. So I am a San Diego Mexican food fan.
You right there in Pueblo.
It's
it's
amazing.
What?
That ain't even fair.
No, is it Tijuana?
Yeah.
So Tijuana is like your New Orleans, except it's probably even less safe now. Like when I was a kid and I lived there, that's where we went, you know, just like you guys would go down to New Orleans. But it was like, I mean, it's 5 minutes from San Diego.
That's what I thought. It was like super close.
Yeah, it's right there.
Wow. So why do you drink brown instead of tequila though? I just was.
I think maybe I've drank too much tequila. No, I'm a fan of bourbon, but if I do shots, it's tequila. Yep.
I'm with it. So, and I only ask that because, like, you know, I say this to myself all the time. Like, you know, I mean, you know, when we travel and stuff like that, you know, we try to find the food. Like that's, you know, I'm at that age now. Like, what we eating? Like, I'm thinking about what I want to eat right now. As a matter of fact. But man, I'm not saying other states have bad food, but I'm just, man, if I ever move, I'm gonna miss the food, man.
You're right.
I'm gonna miss this food. Like, it's just, damn, bruh, the food's so good.
It is. I constantly compare, you know, wherever I'm at. I do compare it to our food here, and maybe that's a tourism brain again, thinking, you know, our culinary is so amazing, but it really is.
Speaking of food, man, I want to say this publicly. I am sick that I missed the festival.
Ooh, the Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah, nah.
It was,
I saw your little
amazing.
pictures. I saw your little pictures. I saw your little pictures too, Burley P.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Man.
Man,
When do those tickets go on sale again? I'm getting VIP too.
There is a list you can get on that will tell you when they go on.
Okay,
Yep,
cool.
There is.
Man, I'm so sad that I missed it, man.
It felt like being
hurt my soul.
You know,
and I mean, which is big for me because I'm not a person who suffers from FOMO. Like that's not my. I don't have that. Like whatever. But it's only 2 times in my life that I've suffered from FOMO. It was that time and not being at that Kendrick Lamar concert. Though it hit though. That's the only 2 times in my life I've ever felt what and wanting to be in the Pumps and the Bump video.
Wow. All right,
Yeah,
so
anyway,
I felt like at the Food and Wine Festival, it felt like somebody had taken me out to get a pedicure and a massage and my scalp massage and just like winding down like this is how I deserve to be treated. It's like, you know, when you walk into a Buc-ee's bathroom and it's like why can't every
bathroom be like this?
I deserve this all the time.
Don't Buc-ee's
deserve this all
bathroom
the
is
time.
fucking immaculate. It is. Oh my god, it is one. Hey, I'm not gonna. I know this might be TMI, but I stop. When I go to Dallas, I stop right in Terrell.
At
Buc-ee's, and I do my due. This is one of the only places I can do that at.
Because it'll just like stall with the little, you know, you can reach down in there like
it's so private.
It's like
it's amazing.
This is all for you.
Like
this is all just for you. You're the most important person
right
in the world right now.
This is
like,
great.
Thank you.
Nobody's coming out giving you this look or
earn
anything.
me.
Yeah. It's like, and then I'm gonna go right out here and get this pulled pork sandwich.
Right.
This brisket sandwich. But nah, like I had never seen. I saw that, like, just going back and seeing the pictures and all that other stuff at Food and Wine Festival. Like, I just saw so many teeth, and what I mean by that is just like all of these people in this space, in this place, and you know how Jackson always gets these misnomers and all this other stuff said about it or whatever. And it's just to see all of those people, man, everybody just really, I mean, they probably was drunk too, but just to see all these people who don't look the same, but all enjoying each other and, you know, meeting new people and camaraderie and all that other stuff. And like, I heard that they had to make people leave because they didn't want to go.
Oh, that's possible. I had to work, so there were about 5 of us that had to work, and I was one of those that had to work.
Did you get to enjoy it?
No, but hopefully next year I will, and I won't be one of the 5 that has to work. But you know, it made so much sense for us to be a part of that festival. I mean, for years we've been going to Atlanta Food and Wine and taking some of our Jackson chefs there to show our culinary skills. And we were always so well received. I mean, we went one year and we had Johnny T's, and he was doing shrimp and grits. I'm almost certain I'm correct about this, but their chef is from Chicago. He's not even from here. But his shrimp and grits had people. We had a line 45 minutes long in the heat in Atlanta, and no one was complaining. They were waiting until it was ready for them to try.
Johnny T's can hang their hat on the shrimp and grits and that pasta.
The chicken and andouille sausage.
My God, today.
I'm a big fan of the lemon pepper wings. But it made sense for us to try and make that festival happen.
But you know what? It also opened my eyes to another concept of all-inclusive experiences. You know what I'm saying? It's like one flat fee, and now you go out and enjoy yourself. You go, because I've never been on a cruise. I've never, and not until very recently, in the next couple of months, I'm going to be going, I'm going to be traveling and doing an all-inclusive type of resort trip. But I've never done that before. And so thinking about that and seeing it, how if you
my type of trips right
sold
there.
out.
I love those.
And they sold out tickets for the food
fast. Yeah,
and
which is
I
unusual for here.
And that was absolutely because Jackson is a pay at the door.
Right, a walk up.
It's a walk up. It is.
But it was like, we're not missing this. You know what I'm saying?
And I like the fact that, like, I mean, kudos to you guys, because when it was sold out, it was sold out.
Right.
And it didn't matter who you were.
That is correct. And
there was a lot of.
The last month we had a lot of phone calls and inquiries like, we need tickets.
Yeah, trying to get tickets
from here to everywhere.
Yeah, I already know. But it's just like, now y'all stood on bid,
exactly.
Like the young folks say. And I appreciate.
And we
that.
could have added people, but that would have changed the entire experience.
It would have.
Absolutely.
It would have.
And
no
I'm
one
glad
wants to
you
wait.
did.
Yeah.
Because like I ain't even look. Because we had talked about it too. I was like, man, I forgot. And I couldn't get a ticket, but I felt bad because I didn't get a ticket, but I didn't feel bad for you guys not letting me get a ticket. Like, I'm like,
I feel you.
Don't treat me any different than anybody else. Not that I deserve preferential treatment.
I mean, you are famous.
I am. Absolutely. I do deserve it. But I also believe in, order and doing things the right way. And I had every opportunity to get a ticket. I could have and should have. And so I don't deserve to go because I ain't getting no ticket. And I'm so glad that because I would not want to, I'm not selfish like that either. I wouldn't have wanted to get a ticket. Because one more person added probably would have ruined the way the experience.
Yes.
It was just only set up
for a certain number of people. The chefs had a certain number of samples to give out.
So anything past that number, it was going to be bad.
Exactly.
And I mean, and also there were lines, but for the most part, like, stuff was already made and portioned out. So if you were waiting, it wasn't like a super long wait. Even if the line looked long, the line was moving because, it was like, hey, these are the 2 things that we're serving today.
Yes.
Take it.
And, a lot of that process, we partnered with culinary students at different high schools that offer culinary programs.
Super cool.
And they came out and they helped plate, they helped hand out. So that let the chefs focus on what they were doing. And the chefs were able to exactly. And the chefs were able to interact with people because a lot of people were there because they were amazed with the chefs that were there.
Yeah.
It was, like they were stars, rightfully so. So it freed them up to actually interact with people. And I think that was an experience that people really enjoyed, that it wasn't just, here's your food and move on to the next line. Yeah.
And I will say, because of course, I know I don't work there anymore. It's no bad blood. We don't, it's, I swear it's no bad blood. But the art museum art garden was, for me, the perfect venue.
Agreed.
For that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
You worked there for like 3 minutes.
I was there 10 months, okay?
We've already got it booked there for next year.
Yeah, I think that was, and I mean, even, I wasn't able to park close, but I mean, it felt great. This, October?
No.
It was
the first week of March. First weekend.
Yeah, it
was. Was it March?
It was like February. Yeah, it was right there.
Like
February.
It was
29?
Yeah, because it was a little. You needed to have a little jacket on that night.
It did. It cooled
felt
down.
great.
It was nice. It was very nice.
Great.
It was perfect, man.
Yeah, we've got it booked for next year, but we had to alter the dates just a little bit because the art museum already had some events booked, and we really wanted it to be there. And I know that they do plan on offering more tickets, but that means we'll have more product, more more tent set up so that so people can get that same experience.
So what's next on the Visit Jackson calendar?
Oh my gosh, it really depends on which department you ask. Sales has got big events coming in.
Because I know we got the rest of the summer, obviously, and then we got the greatest time of the year, the fall,
football
winter,
season.
football season.
Yep,
So.
I'm a big fan of football season. So this year. The book festival, Mississippi Book Festival, which is an insanely successful event, is on the same Saturday as a home game for Jackson State, Belhaven, and Millsaps.
That's insane.
All 4 of those events will be going on at the exact same time in the city.
Wow.
So if you have people who are coming into town that need hotels, the city is completely booked.
They better make a pallet.
Yep.
Make
Yeah,
a pallet.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Bro, that's so dope though, because all of those events are gonna be packed.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And so it lets you know, it kills the narrative that there's nothing to do. There's literally something for everybody.
I almost wish we could spread them out 4 different weekends because each one of them on their own would fill up the city.
Oh yeah.
So
well, I'm gonna go get a book and walk down State Street, and I can look from State Street at the Millsaps game or Belhaven game, and, get the veterans and what's gonna happen over there. I'm gonna get me a turkey leg and then go in the stadium and watch the game, I guess.
I'll watch the game, but I will pass on the turkey leg.
No turkey leg? What?
No. It's too, I don't know.
No, because it looks like a rhinoceros leg.
Possibly. And, I was a vegetarian
It's
for a
some
really long
Flintstone
time.
type.
It is,
What?
yes. It is
Really?
like some Flintstone stuff. Like,
That's funny.
the opening where they put that big thing of ribs and the
Yeah.
car falls over. That's the turkey leg. Just the whole,
And it'll be just your luck, like somebody's doing an investigative story about Mississippi obesity,
And I'm like-
and they show,
Then they show you,
Yeah. Yep.
taking
Digging
digging your face out of it, like, And then it'd be, because, they got real extravagant with these turkey legs now. They putting sides on top of
Yes.
them now. So it's
I know
like,
Eddie does that.
oh my God. Bro, he ought to just he really just ought to, put a heart attack advisory on the truck. That's what he needs to do. Nah. Ken, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. This was great. This was amazing. You got to come back, and you can bring your twin with you too. Your second. Shout out to Pierre, man.
I do have one more question.
You hit the. You did it again.
I didn't do that. It just
did the
whatever.
same
And
shit
see, if you
last
wouldn't
week.
make a big reaction out of it when I take it out, nobody would even know it was even there.
No,
you always gotta.
you keep your fuck
you
ups
get-
in there, because y'all nobody takes mine out. Keep yours in too.
Here's what I was trying to ask you.
He's very true.
What I was trying to ask you. I understand all the reasons that you're here. If you weren't in Jackson, if not Jackson, then where would you be?
Growing up in San Diego, you don't really think about leaving. It's not that you you just don't. You just think that where you're at is exactly where you need to be. So I'm not sure I would have gone anywhere else. When I did leave there, I went to Vail, Colorado, which was amazing. I spent a few years there snowboarding until my parents were like, you've got to come down off that mountain and quit playing. But that was the ex-husband who eventually brought me here. It was by way of
Not skiing,
Vail.
but snowboarding.
Snowboarding, yeah. I've never skied, but I do snowboard.
That's really cool.
I
It
took,
sounds so much cooler than
Right.
skiing.
it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I took my son that's going to USM. We went 2 years ago, just the two of us, went on a trip and we went to Colorado. We went snowboarding, and the only 2 times I fell was because he took me out, and he had never snowboarded before. I was afraid maybe I had forgotten, but it's a lot like riding a bike, I guess. You just remember what you're supposed to do. It was fun.
Yeah, nope.
It was a lot of
I
fun.
just can feel the pop in my leg right now, just thinking about it. Nah, I would. It seems like a super adrenaline rush too. All right, well, I might need to put that on the bucket list.
Don't wait too long.
Oh no, I ain't got long.
It hurts to fall in your 20s. It definitely hurts to fall in your 40s.
Child, listen. Let me tell you, the way this sciatic set up, yeah, it's gonna really kill me if I go out there. Thank you again so much. You can insert virtual claps from Miss Kimberly Lewis. Listen, let the people know how they can follow you and how they can follow Visit Jackson as well too.
So Visit Jackson is Visit Jackson MS on all social, I believe. And then, of course, if you're local, make sure you follow the My City pages too. Just My City JXN.
Awesome. All right.
And what if somebody wants to just follow?
Yeah, I knew the mess was coming.
Just me.
If they would, maybe they want to get to know what you got going on. They want to know what you do. They want to know what you do.
So I am Burley P on just about everything. Although I think Twitter, I was actually so long ago I was able to get just Burley or X or whatever it's called now. I just log in often enough so I don't lose my username.
Gotcha.
So not too much with it, but
Is your page private or public?
it's public. My Instagram is public. Facebook is private. That's where my grandma's at. I put pictures of the boys and stuff. So she can,
Yeah, that makes
yeah.
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 You want Granny to know you around here. You got on street. Hey, Granny. I'm at the bar posting pictures of the boys, but I'm half-ass 3 sheets to the wind. Nah, that's what's up. Yeah, Smitty, you've been doing a lot.
Praise God.
I see this calendar.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't got you need a new calendar.
Yeah, we
What you
got
got coming
July already, the July calendar ready to go, but still closing out June strong. Yeah. What we decided to do this year, instead of hosting our own summer camp at BAC, is providing the arts enrichment component for some other camps. So it's been a lot of that. A whole lot of that. And then as far as Fifth Child stuff, of course, DJing the Tattoo Soul Festival, which was a 3-day festival, and that was really cool to be able to do that. And yeah, man, I've been an octopus. I've been all over the place, and I'm learning to be kinder to myself.
The visual of you being an octopus is just beyond fucking hilarious. Thank you.
Can I talk about the other thing or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait.
Okay.
You guys been plotting and planning, and nobody said anything.
Yeah, Visit Jackson also is has a campaign called This Little Light campaign, and so I produced and wrote and recorded an original song for the campaign that is being used in their tourism promotional efforts. So it's
I'm just
being
when
broadcast
the
around
shoot,
the region.
so me and Cocky McBlack can show up because you guys need handsome.
I think they shot everything.
You know
We've got
what?
commercials.
This is why you guys are no longer our friends. I will speak for my brother. I don't fool either.
But for the first time, we're actually, because this is a campaign, like you said, that's out of state. This is how we get people to come here. So we won't see it just in our regular feeds. But we are hosting an event the end of this month where we really want to showcase what we're doing and how we're doing it. Some people, tourism has come a long way from just handing out maps to the city.
Okay.
So,
Get the food free on there. Bet, because let me tell you, the last time we worked with Visit Jackson, we ate good. I want y'all to know we ate magnificent. I did anyway. Shout out to again Cocky McFly. The debate night crew will be at 440 Jackson this Saturday. They've got the Sunkiss Kickback, second edition of the day party. Also, I think their event is on the 12th of July, if I'm not mistaken. Debate night too. So. You can go and cop those tickets on Eventbrite. I think he's got something else in August as well too. It's an event he's hosting at the Hideaway, the concert. I can't remember the name.
Oh yeah.
Groove Fest or something. The Groove. Yeah, but yeah, he's got some stuff coming up. So I'm gonna, obviously shout all of that out on his behalf. So you guys get out. Make sure you follow him as well too. At Cocky McFly.
Yeah, Groove Fest.
Groove Fest in August. So he's hosting that as well too. When this comes out, I would have already hosted Howlin' Mouse in the workout room. So I'm filling in for the incomparable Rita Brent. So she trusted me with her baby, and so we're gonna turn up. I should have just said something in past tense because it's like sundress night. I'm excited. Either way, man, it's gonna be packed. We're gonna have a good time like we always do. July is coming up. A lot of corporate stuff. So shout out to the Western Line School District. Shout out to the Kirkland Group as well too. They were amazing. And yeah, all that other stuff, man. Submitting for some stuff, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen this summer. I'm just trying to stay busy. Along with doing what we do here at the Vibe. We got one more episode after this. This is episode, So again, this is episode 5454, and we are recording live from the BAC, the Briarwood Arts Center. Please follow, donate, all that other good stuff to everything that the Briarwood Arts Center has going on. The good brother Stephen Brown, I'm not saying this because he's sitting here or he's my friend, but he really is doing the Lord's work out here. And just, again, it's cool because I get, it's super cool to see your friends' visions come to fruition. And that's how I always feel when I go to Offbeat. And I feel the same way when I come here, because these are conversations that you've had with people over the years, and you just see everything kind of manifesting itself. And it's inspiring and motivating for your own career as an artist or in whatever you do. So I ain't trying to get a nugget, but you just need to get yourself around some people. That's some people. Speaking of the nugget, before we leave, as always, and as customary, we always like to leave you guys with a nugget, some wisdom that you can take with you throughout the day, the week, the year. Because this is streaming on all platforms, you can listen to it over and over again and get this nugget as much as you want to. And as customary, our special guest, Miss Lewis, is going to give us the nugget. Yay!
the nugget.
It could be whatever you want to say.
All right, this is actually heavy on my mind today, but
All right.
I think it's important to surround yourself with people that are the same focus as you are, that want to do the same things, that help you elevate yourself. Be proud of who you're around and what you're doing every day, even if it's not a big project. Be proud of what you're doing. If you're attached to it, so.
Come on.
That's a mom wisdom right there. That's the kind of stuff I tell my boys.
Nah, that's good stuff. Because, listen, one thing I've learned in this life is that grown folks ain't too much different from kids. And we can always learn something. It's just important to remain teachable. So thank you so much for that. And again, thank you guys for listening as always. And yeah, I think I'm the only one with a sign out. You already know what it is, man. Y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay free.
Can I do this?
In the word, hold up. Yeah, you can. What do you say? Oh, you gonna do the 2 fingers up?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Okay. Fifth Child McFly.
Wait, do your part again first.
Okay, look, yep. Y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay free. Y'all share that shit.
2 fingers up mean peace to the side because I'm chilling.
And you know, all right, so,
and
you got it. So
and it's customary. You got to say it, and before you know what it is, okay? Show them what it is.
I can't wait till he
You
get
got to
back.
say out here.
Episode 55 gonna be a
But
doozy.
you got to say it like this. Out here.
So you got to say out here.
I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to.
So you have to say out here, but you got to say it like this.
Out here.
I'm gonna try.
Come on, you
I hear it here, but it comes out different. Out here.
Yeah, you go. That's good. Yeah, we can leave.
You can leave, man.